and welcome! Welcome to the channel.
Welcome!
In case you're new here, I am your host and your artist for the evening, Hi Ray, and I have brought along a friend.
I am Friend. Hi, I'm usually here. I'm here as moral support for my friend here, Hi Ray, who's doing the channel, and I like watching art. And I also don't want to think of making an actual proper name, so just stick to moral support.
Hello, everyone.
Ah, who's that?
We have a special guest. Yes, there's 3 of us this time. We're not totally antisocial.
So my Venmo is, I'm kidding. My name... Hi, everyone. I am My Bad, and yes, I am friends with both Hi Ray and Mr. Moral Support over there. And I'm here as a guest today to watch the speed drawing of Angel Dust and discuss a little more about his character.
That's right. Today we are looking at Angel Dust.
Angel Dust!
The illustrious mafioso spider slut.
He is a very popular character.
I am pretty sure his existence is what kept people going the most during the wait between the original pilot and finally getting that first episode.
Absolutely. I mean, the Addict video really carried.
Yes, carried so much I repeated that song over and over and over and over and over again till I can no longer listen to it.
That sounds like a skill issue.
I never said it wasn't. Let's see the video. Let's get started.
Let's get on with it.
So the reason we brought in My Bad is, well, for one, we know they love Angel Dust.
No shit, Sherlock.
He's hard not to love.
Elementary, Watson. So anyway, but also because the 3 of us as a trifecta here kind of represent the different levels of fan in Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss. As I'm a more casual fan. I like them, I watch them. I'm not that obsessed beyond watching it, really. I would say My Bad is a more moderate fan, getting more into other facets outside of just watching it. And Hi Ray is obsessed.
I've written essays.
I've read some of those essays.
I've written essays, I've made charts. It's a whole problem, honestly. But I do this with a lot of shows, so it's totally normal for me to become this kind of psychotically obsessed.
Let's start off with the obvious question. For both My Bad and Hi Ray, why do you love Angel Dust? Start with this channel.
There's a sort of aesthetic to it that I think is quite charming. Think of that what you will. But the major reason is probably that Angel is probably one of the most layered characters. And he kind of gives you a lot to think about because there's so many aspects to who he is and how he thinks. And I live for that when it comes to characters. I live for characters that don't exactly wear their heart on their sleeve and leave a lot for you to kind of speculate and figure out what makes him tick. He's just a joy to watch, to be honest. And I love his design, let's be honest here, too. He's one of those characters that are both fun and irritating to draw because anyone who's ever drawn a character that has more than one set of arms is going to realize you don't always know where to put the other set of arms.
It's not like you can study human anatomy for this one.
Nope, you just have to... Really, with any character that has more limbs than they're supposed to. Then it gets a little wonky and you kind of just have to hope for the best.
Exactly. Like, he's not going to have shoulders in his sides.
No, he's not going to have he does have shoulders, but not proper shoulders. Angel Dust is probably one of the most layered characters in this show, and he did do a great job of making him likable and charming. Which is hilarious because I'm normally arachnophobic, and somehow this spider demon has completely overturned that, at least for the show's purposes.
And my bad. What's your relationship with Angel Dust? Fictional, of course, since he doesn't know you and you don't actually know him.
Thank you for that stellar clarification. I'm with Hyrie on this one in terms of a compelling character. He, yes, does have a lot of layers, but there are layers that have been introduced a lot sooner than everyone else's. I'm sure to believe that the other characters have some depth in the same way. Like in the first season, we got some peeks of that with other characters, including but not limited to Husk. But Angel Dust has had layers basically since the pilot. And he's got a much more complicated relationship with what he loves and his situation and reason for being at the hotel.
Yeah, he's definitely not a character that wears his heart on his sleeve, and he keeps a lot. He puts on kind of a mask when he's out with people, and you can tell that some of this is performative.
I mean, he's a performer.
I mean, yeah, but he performs not just when he is meant to perform. And that's something that I think a lot of people resonate with. And also, Angel Dust has probably had a lot more time to be developed than some of the other characters. Because, I mean, going into the show, we probably have barely anything about Serpentius, and only so much about Charlie, and especially not very much about Maggie until the show actually premiered.
There's so much more to him than what he's showing, and that he is one of the reasons that has been, like, during the drought between the pilot and the finally getting that Amazon to make it a series and it releasing it, he is probably one of the biggest reasons that people were staying around. Him in the Attic music video, people were just super hyped, super excited to see this become a full thing. And I feel he is one of the big reasons for that.
Absolutely. And I think they know that, and they lean in on him because he is one of their most popular characters next to Alistair. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that, both shallow and deep. Because I think Angel's just a wonderful character all around. He's one of the most fleshed out. And because some characters wear their heart on their sleeve, like Charlie, but Angel Dust is one of those characters who don't. And I think the fact that he doesn't adds a bit of mystery to him that is really intriguing to a lot of people.
Beyond that, though, it's not just like mystery that draws people in. It's real. I mean,
Exactly.
We could admire characters like Charlie, who can be so honest with themselves and with others about feeling, but the distrust of other people that Angel Dust carries around, the need to exude this persona, is something a lot of people can resonate with on one level or another.
It's also why he is so polarizing, is because for those who can't relate, because he does deal with some very difficult topics in a show that, tries to toe the line between serious and comedy, and some people can sometimes feel offended by that, and different from other adult animation where they don't care. I do think they do care getting it right, but the problem is true representation means it doesn't mean one thing. It has never meant one thing, because someone going through the same experience could still have a completely different perspective from another person or go down a different path. And he is one representation that some people who might be the opposite of and just hate, but that doesn't discount or make him any less of an actual proper representation. Not perfect.
Yeah, every person's story is going to be individual, so unless it is actually based on a specific person, then it's not going to be a perfect dead-on representation, especially since we are also trying to balance this kind of representation with entertainment. And it's kind of a messy situation, and I get why some people are upset. But at the same time, I think they handled it fairly. I think they handled the situation fairly well so far. But that's also just from my point of view. It's always going to be messy when you have depictions of abuse.
I mean, abuse, especially sexual abuse, because there tends to be very polarizing reactions to that, because some people will go full abstinent and want nothing to do with it, and then other people, like Angel Dust's character, go the hypersexual direction. And I think it's worth at least putting a note on that there's the additional layer of the drug addiction, and that Valentino is the only provider. It's another method with which he has control over Angel Dust, and to the point where it seems like Angel Dust doesn't actually know who he is if he's not a porn star. And so he's trapped in this really difficult situation.
Exactly, and I mean, that's another reason why I like Hazbin Hotel, is that a lot of the psychology of these characters is very believable. So much so that I've seen therapists actually going over, therapists reviewing these characters and talking about what they're going through.
But enough feelings. This video started to go a little dour.
Yeah, lighten the mood, because that was woof. Enough of the feels.
Let's feel some happy now. Let's talk about anyone? Why do I have to be the one to figure out ideas here?
Your moral support.
You're right. I am moral support. Hold on. Another question here, specifically for Hyre. Why'd you choose this pose specifically?
For a lot of these portraits, I've been thinking of these are not meant to be candid portraits. This is basically trying to think about, if I asked these characters to pose for me, what might they give me? And try to embody as many aspects of their personality as I can in one pose, which is impossible. But I do think this is a pose that Angel might give someone if like, hey, Angel, can I have a picture of you? This is what he might give them.
Ass out, tits fluffed.
Yep, that sounds about right for him. Making sure to look as fabulous as possible.
There's another reason, sort of, that we've invited Myvat here. Something that you and Angel Dust share a little bit in common, connected to the attic video. Do you want to talk about that too? I guess, maybe not. I don't know. I'm just the video is not done yet, so we got to keep talking.
They're moral support. Yes. So, like Angel Dust, I'm a pole dancer. I've been pole dancing since 2018, on and off. That darn college thing got in the way of my stripping career, so to speak. I jest. But pole dancing is certainly a unique art form, and to see it depicted in Hazbin Hotel, more so in the Attic music video, has been, quite frankly, amazing. I truly believe you can never have a shortage of positive representation, especially for an art form that is generally associated with sex work, because pole dance isn't that. Stripping is separate from pole dancing, and even though I made the joke that I did, I've never had that kind of relationship with pole, and I know a lot of people who feel the same way I do and will never strip because of it. There's so many ways that pole dance can be expressed and combined with other forms of dance and movement to make it something truly unique. That being said, I did some of my own research into the pole dancing choreography that went into the Attic music video, and I must say that I'm impressed. There's actually a tutorial posted online for how to do Angel Dust choreo from the beginning of the Attic music video. And when I found it, I figured that I actually needed to learn it. And I did, as a relatively novice dancer, and then had so much fun with it that I went ahead and built on it further and made a full choreography for the song.
Hell yeah.
And that's one of the things I really appreciate about this as well, is that there was actually a real person who actually choreographed the whole thing. And you don't need to have 4 arms to make the routine happen and feel natural.
Yeah, and I mean, mad respect to pole dancers, because I've seen both real pole dancers and angel dust, and there's a lot of athleticism that goes into it.
That there certainly is. There's a lot, but I think the part that no one talks about nearly as much is just how much it hurts.
Yeah, it's a good way to bang up your knees.
I mean, yes, but that's what knee pads are for. I'm talking about the fact that you rely a lot on skin grip, which, quite frankly, I have no idea how angel dust does while being covered in fluff.
But yeah, all this to say is that Hyray and my bad just love angel dust, and he is my second favorite male pole dancing gay cartoon character.
Who the hell's the first?
The first?
I'm asking, who's the first?
Currently, there's a season of anime known as Windbreakers going on, 2nd season.
How did I know it was an anime?
I already pretty caught up with the manga, so I'm already super excited what's about to happen. In there, we're about to meet an upperclassman who is exactly how I just described. It's someone I think my bad would very much like if they were watching Windbreaker, but also is more likes to dress more feminine. But he's also so badass. So I no offense, Angel Dust is also badass. I have a soft spot for Tommy guns. That sounds weird, but I do. I like the mafia aesthetic. But when it comes to characters, just characters expressing themselves and being true to themselves and finding that path, let's just say that character from Windbreaker is maybe a little farther down the line than Angel Dust is. And I can't wait for Angel Dust to get there too. But here it is, the final piece. Look at them colors pop. Look at that pose.
Yep. I'm very proud of how his gold tooth came out. Ching! It's so shiny.
Thanks for joining us, my bad.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you so much to all of you for watching, too.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for spending time with us in our weird ramblings that went darker than we intended. But, you know, that's Angel Dust. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.